Hello world. I'm probably gonna switch the way I'm filming multiple times throughout the video because I'm inconsistent. Also, there's gonna be spoilers and there's gonna be um like inconsistent speaking and I don't look at the camera, so there's that. So just I don't know. Sorry, I guess I don't know what to tell you. I want to start off by saying I'm making this video because I watched the dumpster fire that was Volume 2, and I regret it. I'm also sick. I regret it. And it was so bad, guys. I want to start off by talking about the Jancy proposal thing, and I'm gonna keep talking about like everything that I thought was wrong. The Jancy proposal scene was so bad. I loved it as something that would be like, oh, a couple's getting back together. They're gonna work through their problems because that never happens in media ever. Um, and it seems that every time a relationship gets good for Nancy and there's like actual problems in the relationship, she just like gives up and is like, we're over. Sorry. We're actually over. It doesn't even matter. Like, I didn't even care about you. Like, that's so weird. I feel like it's very cowardly and like odd for her to just like have it happen again. And I wouldn't have like hated it if it didn't happen literally again. And like it happened with Steve, it happens with Jonathan. Why does every time a relationship needs to get hard and they need to think it out, they like end it for them? Same with like Ellen, Mike. Not that I'm an L Mike shipper, I'm not. I think they're better platonic. But like every time something gets wrong, they just break up. Like why? It's so weird. Like there is a way to talk through problems in a relationship, and I kind of feel like they only do that with Lumax, and it's kind of weird. They didn't really do it with Jopper, and it's just so odd. I don't know. And then there was the new like whole aspect of it being a wormhole, which is so weird because like how did we not know about these walls before? How did this not become a situation before? How did we not think about this before? Was there no possibility it possibly could have been a wormhole? Did we not ever think about this before? Now we're thinking about, oh, it could be possible. But we never thought about there being another dimension ever being possible before. Like, come on, Dustin, you seem smarter than that. And that might just be like, them wanted to do a plot hole, and I get that. But I feel like it's so plot holey because, like, how did they not realize this in 4 seasons? And, like, how did Elle not realize this in 4 seasons? I don't know. Weird. I guess that's not the biggest problem. Then there was the fact that they're trying to make it seem like Robin and like sorry, Robin and Will are gonna have the exact same queer experience, which is so freaking weird because like I mean, obviously, what did we expect? They're straight white men writing a queer rep, but it was such bad. It seems like such bad writing because, like, why are you making the two queer characters have the exact same, like, self acceptance kind of vibe? Except they also gave Will two self acceptance arcs, which is so weird. And I love Robin. I love the idea of queer friends, but I don't like that they're modeling his life after hers because it's like very weird to try to enforce the idea that like queer people always have the exact same experience because it's very different. Everyone has a very different experience. On the same topic of like queer stuff, Will is a very shy kid. The fact that he came out to everyone, including Murray and Erica and Hopper and Mr. Clark, was so weird. I don't know. I found that very odd. I would see him coming out to not even Mike. I wouldn't even see him coming out to Mike yet. I feel like it would be like he talked to his mom, he talked to Jonathan, even though Jonathan probably already knows. Um, and then maybe he would tell the party after that, and that means like L2, party plus L plus Max. That I can see. I don't like that they added Hopper and stuff in there because like Hopper, we don't see Hopper interact with Will at all unless it has to do with Joyce. At all, by the way, at all. We don't see Murray and him interact without it unless it has to do with Joyce or Hopper, and we really don't ever see him and Erica interact because they have nothing to do with each other. So it's just a very odd situation overall. And then there was also sorry, that was my little sister. And then there was like the weird situation at hand with like the fact that Mike has no emotion throughout the entire season yet again. Where is him getting mad and angry and yelling and screaming like when Will went missing? Like I don't know. It seems very odd that a kid who was just fine with yelling, going, "What's wrong with you?" when he can't find his best friend. doesn't care when his sister's missing, doesn't care when his mom is in the hospital, doesn't care when his dad goes comatose, uh, didn't care when Eddie died. Just seems so weird, especially since like it was obvious that he cared a lot about Eddie because like he grew his hair out for Eddie and he like started dressing different. Like that was my man's first ever queer crush. I mean, yeah, that man was definitely a yeah. Um, I just found that it was just so weird. Like he had zero emotion, and like it's not like it's not a new thing. He didn't have much emotion in season 4 either. But like it's so odd to me because like season 1 and season 2 and even season 3, he had a lot of prominent emotions. And now that the later seasons come out, it seems like they're making him less and less likable and less emotional. Because like again, we saw in season 1 he lost Will and he screamed at Elle multiple times with things like, "What is wrong with you?" And "You said you would find him and you said he was alive and you lied." And we get nothing for Holly, and he clearly cares about Holly because he has a whole voice for Holly and like made a whole figurine for Holly and like cares, but he doesn't scream about it or yell or get angry ever. Like it just seems so out of character because it he definitely would have had it been season 1, Mike. It just seems like they're setting him up for either death or like a really emotional finale. I'm really hoping it's a really emotional finale because like if they just set him up for death because he has no emotion, I'm gonna be really mad because that's just like terrible. He had no emotion, pissed me off. Um, on top of that, the whole like Malevolent scene, Malevolent quote unquote scene, it felt more platonic anyway, but it was like very Eleven being rude to Mike for no good reason. Like what? My hair's a mess. Sorry, little kids. Um, it's just it overall seems very odd and like out of character for him not to scream and yell, and I kind of wish he did because I loved angry Mike Wheeler. I feel like him screaming at Elle and being like, "Well, give me a break. My sister's missing." After she like continue to lie to him like it has to do with my sister. My sister's missing. Can you just tell me what's going on? Or like something like that would have been so nice because it feels like he doesn't care about Holly at all and that he just doesn't care at all in general. And like how about that? I hate Holly. I don't know why she had to come back. She's again being the worst. I was hoping she was gonna have some kind of like regeneration or reinventation where she like wasn't the worst, but she literally is the worst. I don't know what in the world motivated us to think that she was going to be good, but she wasn't. I don't know. She just, yet again, started something dumb with Elle. Like, if they end up both dying to this quote unquote, ending yourself pact, I will be pissy because that's so dumb. And I will not be happy because that's just like dumb. I don't see why they would do. I don't see why that's necessary. There's better ways to do things than just to end it all. I mean, you can do it, but don't pull some girl into it when she definitely has a better chance of life, especially since Jane didn't do anything wrong. By the way, if I used Elle, I didn't mean to. I'm trying to use Jane because, like, I don't know. I find it really annoying that they still use Elle, and it's like, that's really dehumanizing. Use fucking Jane, you a-holes. Sorry for my language. Um, and then there was, like, whatever in the world was the constant, like, same. It was like giving me deja vu watching Max and Holly in there in like the world that it was. I will say I didn't like Derek this season after Shock Jock. He kind of just sucked, and whatever was going on with those kids scared the living crap out of me because like, oh, what do you mean bring her back to the light? Shut up, go be kids. You're like 7 years old. Go away. No. That was scary. I will give them credit. That one was good. And I did like the Eddie and Steve parts because that was heart wrenching at the most. Oh my god. The whole I don't want you to die and the like don't do that and oh my god, heart fucking wrenching. Cause like I imagine that's probably really scary to watch like your second older friend almost die again. Terrifying. Terrifying. And like I can imagine that like that was probably a really heart wrenching scene to film too. Like, oh my god, that was beautifully filmed. That was a beautiful idea. And like I said, the umbrella scene wasn't unbeautifully written. It wasn't unbeautifully filmed. It was just written for the wrong reason. if it had been written to keep them together and to have them work on their problems, that would have been so much better. But it being written as a breakup, I didn't read it as a breakup, and nobody I know did either. And I checked with like my friends and like Tumblr, and I was like, "Yo, you guys read this as a breakup?" And they were like, "No, no, I did not." I don't know. It was really weird, and I think they're setting Jonathan up for death, which really sucks because I love my favorite because he's my favorite white boy, and I love him, and I don't want him to die. Forget Steve. I mean, I do love Steve, but forget Steve. I don't want him to. I don't want Jonathan to die. And I have seen people. I've been seeing people going like, I don't care if Jonathan dies. Just keep Steve alive. Like, shut the fuck up. No. Um. On top of that, I really also enjoyed the like the Vecna this season because he is just whew, that one was good. And the Holly Max scene where like Max is like being an older sister. I do like the older sister character. We don't have a lot of those, so it's nice to see it. However, I do fear the way they're setting up the ending. If they keep Jane alive, it'll be more obvious. But I feel like they're setting it up so if they wanted to, they could create a spin-off because like, oh, the bridge closes and it cuts them off. But if there's another bridge made to the abyss, it can be reopened. Yeah, okay, interesting. Duffer Brothers, interesting. Which kind of fears me that they're gonna make more, and then we're gonna have something like the strangest things, and that's gonna be dumb. And it's probably gonna follow Holly, and I don't want that. That would be bad. That would be terrible, especially if we don't get Byler. Oh, Byler. Uh, Will's coming out scene. Did I ever talk about this? I don't know if I ever talked about it in this draft, but either way, she performed. It was bad. It was bad. I don't know what I talked about in this or not, so I don't remember if I talked about how I feel about the Robin and the Will. I think I did. I think that was the second thing I mentioned in this, right? Jancy. No. Have I? I don't think I have yet. Okay. Robin and Will this season were interesting. I like the idea of queer friends. I don't like the idea of them being modeled after each other because why are we enforcing the idea? No, I think I did mention this. Did I? I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't like the idea of it being modeled after each other. Just in case I said it, I'm not gonna go into detail, but not a vibe. Don't like being copied, and I don't like that Will came out to the whole fucking world all at once. So weird. So weird. So weird. Straight white men, man. Straight white men. And Sean Levy, you betrayed me. I was so excited for episode 7 just for it to be literally bomb and terrible. I'm sorry. It was bum ass bad. And they gave us nothing burger. They gave us nothing burger. On top of that, I really did not enjoy the comparison to Tammy Thompson. The fact that they like acted as if Mike and Will were in love, or sorry, canonly, Will was in love with Mike for literally since season 3. Like, what? That is an entirety of 4 years. Crushes don't last 4 years. Crushes maybe last a month, maybe a year if you're crazy. But no crush lasts 4 fucking years. Just for it to be like, oh, he was just my Tammy. He was just my Tammy. How was my Tammy over there? Also, nobody knows what you're talking about when you say Tammy. Literally, only Steve and Robin know, and like Steve only half knows. And like, I don't get how that made any sense to anyone. Anyway, I felt like it was really theatrical and like didn't make any sense for him to come out that way because like no one comes out that way. They're usually like, "Hey, I think I need to tell you something, Mom. I'm gay." It's not like a thing like that. Also, they avoided the word gay like it's a plague, which again is so bad because if Byler was canon and they didn't avoid it so badly and they didn't make it so like taboo, then it would be crazy. A show like that big a following having a main character and a main couple that is gay or queer and isn't just about being gay would revolutionize everything. And I'm hoping that they'll change it in the finale, but even if they change it in the finale, it will still probably be terrible. And that's the sad thing is like if we don't get a screaming, crying, throwing up Mike Wheeler, then I know he's gonna die. And if we don't get Byler, then I know that it's not gonna change the world and that my queer kids will not change the world. And that's why Byler mattered so much to me personally, because like it would have literally changed the world, especially in time with like Trump and all the terribles that happen here. It would have revolutionized it. Like, why did Murray and Mr. Clark have more chemistry than Byler. Like, oh my god, it was so bad. I know I'm ranting, so I might be going in the same circles, and it might not make much sense. But this is just more of me being like, oh, I'm so mad because I am really mad. I really don't like how bad Volume 2 was, and like Volume 1 was really good, and I really liked it because they like did all these cool things. But like, why? I still have hope for Byler though, guys. Don't fear. I still have hope for Byler though, because I'm the smartest in the world, and I always can pick things up. I'm lying. That's a joke, but I'm not that funny. So if that wasn't funny, I'm sorry. If you think about it, okay, why did they pan to Mike a bunch of times during Will's coming out? If it wasn't supposed to show that Mike needs to come out next. And please don't make him come out in front of everybody because I will be so mad because he has the worst internalized homophobia, and that would be such a bad decision. And also, why would they put in all of those scenes unless they're putting in a bad epilogue boyfriend, which I do not want. And that also makes no sense because we have no other characters that possibly could be the epilogue boyfriend. So I'd really like it if we had Byla in the finale. On top of that, like, did you see the way that Eleven interacted? Like, were we watching the same show? Yeah, I don't think so. On top of that, like, every ship has been lost. The only one that's gonna be Endgame is Lumax, which I'm not mad about because I love Lumax. And Jopper probably. But like every other one is not going to be Endgame as of right now because we let Jancy's broken up and Stancy's not going to get together because we heard Nancy confirm it. And if it did happen, it would be bad. It would be really bad because my favorite white boy would have lost his girlfriend for no other reason. Um, and then, like, we know that Dustin and Susie probably aren't together anymore because he hasn't mentioned Susie once in the entirety of the time. And also, it makes sense. I mean, they lived far apart, and it was, what, a middle school relationship? Like, again, I think we have to remember they are a middle school relationship, so it's not that big of a deal. But, like, at this moment, Malevolence is not endgame because we have no proof that Malevolence is still happening. Byler's not endgame because we have no proof that it's going to happen. And we know that, like, Jancy's not happening, and, like, Santa's not happening, and, like, all that stuff is not happening, which is okay. I'm not mad about Nancy and Jonathan taking a break as long as they're best friends still, because I do like them a lot. I do like them a lot. I will say that Mary made a bad call making them come out, like, get together then, because that means their Hugh is wrong. But you know, I am hopeful that Byler will still happen. So let's push through, because why would they use all that screen time to create that if it weren't for Byler? Right? Right? That's what I'm thinking. Sorry, so I'm never gonna pin this to my shirt. Like, why would they not do that? And I'm probably just dragging on and saying the same things over and over again. But like, I'm really trying to enforce this idea that like it's still going to happen. But I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up now because now I have got my hopes up. And season 2 was really bad. Volume 2. Oh my god. And like again, it wasn't just for Byler that I got my hopes up. My hair looks so bad. Oh my god. But like, I also got my hopes up like that was gonna be a good volume just for it to be literally poo poo and shit, poo poo and caca. Not good. I'm like, maybe that's just because it's a bunch of white men that are writing it who force little kids to kiss. Yeah, I'm bringing that up. Kill me, sue me. But I had hope with Sean Levy. Like, I had hope. I feel like I am Holly. We collectively are Holly. And the people who want to force us to think that Byler is not true are the kids that are telling Holly, like, we're gonna bring you to the light. And the Duffers is Henry, okay? And Sean Levy is Derek. That's how I feel right now. Also, what happened to Derek this season? Like, what in the world? He was so terrible. I'm sorry. He laughed when his parents passed out from the pie. Did we forget that? Did he forget that? Why did he suddenly care? Like, I know you are not about to care after laughing. Also, what happened to them? Because they were tied up. Who saved them? Who saved their butts? I don't think anyone did. I think they're still locked up. Also, Dr. K, she low-key PMO. I mean, I love her. She's like the best villain ever. Like, one of the best villains we had. Because she's freaking scary. Scared the crap out of me. Okay, when she grabbed that guy's lips. But you're telling me they still don't want to take their help? Like, they literally saw the demon that is Vecna and still don't want to take their help? No, because the government's evil, which I don't necessarily not agree with, but I feel like at this point they need to kind of like subliminalize the government is evil plot because it's getting a little bit annoying. Now, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the finale, so anything I say can completely change, and I can completely change. But Volume 2 as a whole was not very good. And it was very paced. Like, it was paced very weird. Like, it was very slow and boring. And, like, push through. You got this. When it was just, So I will be reading Byler Fix Till I Cry tonight, and that will probably be my night because that was Poo Poo and Cha, Poo Poo and Shit, Poo Poo and Caca. I also will be reading Jancy Flicks because I'm a Jancy truther and I love Jonathan because he's my favorite white boy. So, in truth, we will see what happens. Noah's acting was the only thing saving that coming out scene, and we all know that. And if Byler's not canon, I have so many questions for Finn Wolfhard because why does he always look like he's in love with? Why does Mike always look like he's in love with Byler? With Byers? Will Byers? Sorry. Why does he always look like he's in love with him? Like, why would that not be canon? I don't know. It's just like if it's not, it is literally the craziest case of queer baiting ever. And don't give me the there's been crazier cases of queer baiting. There's been people who have literally almost kissed. I don't care. I didn't ask. I don't care. So I'm not gonna rewatch this video, by the way, because I don't want to watch myself rant for 21 minutes. So I'm just gonna post this, and everyone can see how terrible I am at writing and doing things. But also I've talked to my friends, and they've all agreed with me. It was Poo Poo and Caca, and it was Nothing Burger. And I'm sorry for everyone who had to experience that terrible trash can, garbage truck, dumpster fire. Wow, that volume 2 was. So like I said, I will be reading Violet Fix tonight, and I will cry. Give me any suggestions in the comments, and if I find the Malevins attacking me, I want to say I love you guys because you know what? We're all in the same boat here. They have given us Poo Poo Caca for anything, so don't hate on me because we're all. My fingers sparkly because we're all in the same boat here to get today. So let's just all be friends. So love in my comments. We're all friends here. So that was Poop and Caca, and I love you all, and stay safe, and I will update you when the finale comes out, in my opinion, because I didn't do this before, but I want to start making long-form videos where I just rant about everything in the world, because I love talking. Anyway, I love to hear myself talk, and that is the end of this, I think. I'm gonna just click the button.